Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 8th, 2017. We are the Bitter Knitters. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur is here.
I am here.
And Ryan is here.
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
Tired.
Pregnant.
Tired. Always tired, Arthur. Did you watch
So-
more nature documentaries?
Of course.
That's all this guy watches. I really think that's the case.
It's fucking terrible. It was a bad choice, but I still made it nonetheless.
Every time I talk about a TV show, Arthur has no idea what I'm talking about unless it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I think all he does is watch Game of Thrones and nature documentaries.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate.
The first thing I want to talk about is this weekend is a big weekend for Canadians. I don't know. I mean, I know Americans are very patriotic and they're always supporting the troops, but I don't really hear a lot of people talking about Veterans Day.
Mhm.
In Canada, we have Remembrance Day, the 11th hour, the 11th month, for the armistice signing. And we, starting on, what is it, October 30th, you start wearing them?
Yeah.
The poppies?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we buy these little plastic poppies with a pin, and you wear it on over your heart, and you buy them from the guys in the Legion, and they're all over every store you can get them in. And it's, it's a way to show that you support the troops that died for our freedoms. And what are you guys going to do anything to commemorate that event, or?
I normally observe the moment of silence, but no, I don't go to any of the events.
Yeah. The last few years, my husband and he's been taking Remembrance Day off, and I don't normally work. We went downtown a couple times. Last year we missed it because we to the train station and went to park the car and didn't have literally any cash. And so by the time, we would have missed it. So we just drove out to Pickering and we observed it there. But it's kind of nice. I never did it before growing up, and I really like doing it.
Yeah. I mean, most of the people that we are observing that moment of silence for, they're almost all gone, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it adds an extra little level of gravity to the situation.
Yeah.
I think veterans
Yeah.
will get free donuts and coffee from Dunkin' Donuts on Veterans Day, I think.
That's nice. At least it's something, right?
Yeah.
I will say the one in Toronto gets a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's all around Old City Hall. And I mean, I've never seen any of the actual wreath laying because it's just so many people there.
Mhm.
The speeches are all done on the steps, so you can see the people there speaking. But they come marching in. All these groups come marching in with their flags, and it's kind of neat. This year, I would imagine it's going to be even busier because it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't have to take the day off of work. So I don't know. I mean, I want to go, but I'm thinking it's going to be so busy. I might go to a smaller one. Maybe I'll go to the Scarborough one.
I heard a little while ago that they're here we're talking about making it a national holiday,
Yeah.
not just for the banks and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
I think is an all right idea.
I do and I don't. I'm torn because I feel like if people had a day off, what are they going to do? Most people in Canada are just going to drink.
Well, that's fair.
I like that the kids go to school and do a Remembrance Day ceremony because a lot of people won't do anything in their house, right? They're
Yeah.
not going to watch it on television. They might forget or sleep in, and they don't take that, that minute of silence.
Mhm.
So I kind of like that they have Remembrance Day ceremonies,
Well, that's fair.
but I don't know.
I mean,
It's torn.
It's true. You're not really owed a holiday this close to most people's Christmas breaks, right?
Yeah,
So it's not like you're, struggling for time off.
but they're trying. I mean, they try to give us something. I think there's most of the months now we have a holiday.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that we're lacking one in November, and of course if you're gonna do a November holiday, you're gonna do Remembrance.
Yeah, it should be. But it's
So-
a fair point, like what you brought up, because it's true enough. If the kids aren't in school learning about it, they'll never care.
Yeah, and
Right.
although, did you see the study that said that more millennials are planning to go to the Remembrance Day ceremonies than any other group?
Hopefully, it's not the
Nice.
protest.
I hope not. I hope no Antifa people, please,
Yeah.
showing up at these things because
Yeah.
I will kick some ass.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
care
all.
what you're doing. Do not ever freaking protest my Remembrance Day ceremony. I have a lot of respect for the the fallen soldiers.
I kind of
Yeah.
I agree with that. There's a right and wrong time,
Yeah.
but not that holiday.
I would fight. I mean, and you'd see a lot of old middle-aged people fighting these
Oh,
kids.
hells yeah. You'd see some 90-year-old war veteran just knocking these entitled little brats out left or right. It'd actually be pretty cool. Go protest, please.
No!
I would like to watch you guys get your asses whooped.
Yeah. And your father's part of the Legion.
Yes,
he's
he is.
joined the Legion. Now, he's not a military person, but he
No.
used to be in the Air Cadets or
He
one of those
joined a
things, right?
militia when he was in his teens.
I remember him in the uniform.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in the Legion, and there's not a lot of young people in the Legion, and people are afraid it's going to die out and close off. And so,
well, it's fair.
You have to support them.
The Legion close to me closed down.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's something I think that regardless of Canadian or American, I mean, you really should observe it. We have the freedoms we have. Like flat out, I'm allowed to say pretty much whatever the fuck I want to say because these boys went overseas and died for me.
Yeah.
And it especially flies down south. Like those boys died, so you can pretty much be the asshole you want to fucking be. So show them some fucking respect.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fair. I'm actually really worried. Like I know I was just joking about it a second ago, but I really am worried about some idiot showing up and protesting and fucking talking about slaughtering innocents or some fucking nonsense, trying to take the point away from what it is we're remembering.
Yeah. Which would, I mean, honestly, I really do give people the right to speak, but if I saw somebody doing that, we would have definitely at least a verbal argument going on.
Yeah, you'd have
if I didn't end up in jail that day. Now, what do you think? I don't know if this is a big problem in the States, but in Canada, I see a lot of memes and I hear a lot of people saying you shouldn't put up any Christmas decorations until after Remembrance Day because it's disrespectful to our fallen soldiers.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
I don't personally, because I kind of do agree too, but I think you can do both. You can care about Christmas and the fallen soldiers.
The whole early Christmas decorations thing is just a taste thing.
Yeah.
No one should have the right to say, hey, you can't decorate your Christmas tree in August. Like, you're crazy, Kathy. It's okay. We know it. Yeah. But fucking, more power to you. You want to live in your house Christmas decked out all year? Do it.
Love Christmas.
And exactly.
They wait all year. I see them posting in, April, 42 more Fridays until Christmas and shit. They love Christmas. I get excited. Like, I'm telling you, I went into the stores and it wasn't even Halloween and I saw Christmas decorations and I'm like, Christmas time, right? Scott's like, Jacqueline, stop it. I'm like, I love it. I don't decorate early, but I always wait for the Santa Claus parade to put my lights on outside.
Yeah.
As a Southern Baptist white woman, for Filipinos, Christmas is huge. As soon as you hear the Burr month, September, October, that's it. It's Christmas town. Like it's not time. I meant to say town. It's Christmas town. Like my mom was having a chat with her sisters. Like she does this whole Facebook chat thing, right? With her sisters, they all video chat and stuff. And she was on a call with them, and I swear to God, this was before Halloween, and this was before Halloween and All Saints Day and the Day of the Dead. For Filipinos, it's pretty big, or for Catholics rather, it's pretty big. Right. She said, "Oh my God, it's gonna be Christmas soon. What are we gonna do?" Like my head just went to, what the fuck? We haven't even gone through Halloween and Thanksgiving. What the fuck? What do you mean Christmas is coming soon? But some people they take Christmas seriously.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, there's people that have already got all their presents bought and wrapped and under their trees. Yeah. I know at least 2 people like that. I know one friend. Now, she's going away for most of November to see her family out west. So she's getting her tree done now because she's not going to have time when she comes back. I get that. But for the most part, it's a little early to have your tree up. Maybe some, I don't know, just my problem with the trees, as much as I love Christmas, that fucking tree is always in my way. You know what I mean? A little piece. I have a tree that has that white flocking on it, so the flocking's falling off. The dogs are hitting it.
Yes.
Bulbs are flying everywhere.
Yes.
So as much as I love the tree, I just can't keep sane with my tree
I
up for
kind
too
of
long.
agree. Like my parents this year, I don't know if they're going to be putting up a tree. There's a big possibility. Last year we had a real tree, right? The first time we had a real tree.
Yeah.
You can't put that up too early because it's kind of just it's a waste because all you're doing is you're cleaning up, and trust me, I don't clean up. So
well, you can't get a real tree too early or else it dries up and
Yeah.
you're gonna have a fire hazard.
Exactly.
Some people just take Christmas way too fucking seriously. It's like calm down, bitch. Like, it's not that serious.
I do love Christmas though, but I love I really do love Remembrance Day. That's actually one of my I don't want to say favorite, but one of those ones that I look forward to, and I really I'm glad my kids are into it. You know what I mean? And they, Logan is really into World War I and World War II, and he watches. When Arthur stays up late and watches nature documentary, he's watching war documentaries, and I don't know. I remember Marley saying one year they didn't have anything for Remembrance Day, or was that Logan? Logan said it a couple of years ago when he was in high school, and that made me really sad. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, it might be offensive to somebody. You
Too bad.
Yeah, you can't bring
Stay
up
home on
atrocities.
Remembrance Day, asshole.
It's that one. It's the one that again it bridges all religions. It bridges all everything.
Yes.
I mean,
you don't have the freedom to wear your turban or your if you want to wear a skirt and you're a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you want to speak French or you want to speak Urdu, you don't have those freedoms without those soldiers fighting for us to keep our freedom.
I do believe that soldiers fight for soldiers, Army men, Navy, Air Force, all of the service people. They've all fought for our rights that we have and enjoy, like the right to be able to be Antifa. Like you,
exactly.
That's that somebody literally dedicated their lives for you to have that.
I mean, realistically, Remembrance Day or Veterans Day in the U.S. should be the anti-fascist #1 holiday. Because that celebrates people that actually went and fought real fucking fascists, not the made up fucking boogeymen in their brains. So, I mean,
and let's face it, the war that people fought then, as opposed to now, and I'm not trying to take any away from the troops that are out there now fighting stuff. These guys still fight really hard, these guys and girls. But I mean, trench war.
Yo, fuck yeah! Oh hell yeah!
I think there's a different type of man back then.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, nowadays it's all fucking drones and you barely even have to get close to most fighting. I mean, I'm not in the military, so I can't really speak too
unless
much
you're
on
out
it.
Clearing out buildings
but
and shit.
You know what I mean? Where these boys they're in this shit the entire fucking time.
Literally. Yeah. So, take a minute of silence or a moment of silence. Think about your veterans, and if you see someone on the street wearing a uniform, thank them. Donate to the Legion if you have a little bit of money. You don't have to donate a lot. Just a little bit even helps them.
I actually have a question for you guys, and it doesn't have anything to do with Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. It's more about really the holidays. What do you guys consider to be too crazy? Because okay, for me, growing up Filipino, growing up flip, as I always say, this is the one time out of the year that
I'm sorry, I haven't heard the term flip for Filipino.
Oh, really?
Years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
not since the 90s.
Yeah, stopped hanging out with racists. Haven't heard that one in a long time.
Oh my god.
Growing up to be Filipino flip or whatever.
Yeah.
This is
style blog, by the way.
This is the one time that you get to see aunts you didn't know you had. All of a sudden, your godmothers and your godparents, all of a sudden you have money. What is too hard? Because I find seriously, for me, I'm having anxiety just thinking about it. Filipino Christmas.
You guys have that Thanksgiving to Christmas, that whole kind of month bridged together, right? Our Thanksgiving's in October, so we just have Christmas.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be we used to get together with Scott's family, and it would be a 3-day extravaganza.
No,
we would spend
extravaganza is the right word. Yep.
We'd spend Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day with his aunts and cousins in some varying degree, right? Which I didn't mind for the most part. Some years I would take off, just because it was too much. But we don't do that as much anymore. I kind of miss it.
Really? You miss it?
Yeah, well, because everybody, you got to see aunts or cousins you didn't see very much. My kids got to meet their cousins. Now they don't really see them anymore.
I feel like I've done it for like 7 lifetimes. It's always been very intense. Like I have a cousin, another one coming from the Cayman Islands, and thank God she's not coming for Christmas. She's coming for Thanksgiving this year.
How many cousins do you have? Like 800?
So my mom had 8 other siblings, not including herself. So there's 9 of them, and each of them at least averagely had 4.
So. Oh my gosh, Scott has 33 first cousins.
Same thing for me. About that,
they don't all come together. That's the good thing.
Oh my God, you can't. There's no such thing as a family reunion for us because at that point it's just like a military event.
Yeah.
We go crazy for Christmas. Like we really do. I feel like Filipinos take it too seriously. Like sometimes they feel like they should be Jesus.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
You know what though? Filipinos are kind of crazy religious. These are
they're Catholics.
Isn't it the Filipinos that hang themselves from the hooks and stuff?
On
or actually nail themselves to a cross.
Yes, they nail themselves to a cross for Lent.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Filipinos go in; they're super Catholic.
Yeah,
that's why as a Southern Baptist white woman.
Okay, so let's get into the meat of the story. So that's kind of interesting talking about that stuff. I'm sure we'll have more Christmas talk coming up because
it's coming up.
It's coming for us. Okay, so I hate Taylor Swift. I know she thinks she's a feminist. I don't think she is. I know she thinks she's a nice girl. I don't think she is. I think she's actually a really catty bitch. Here's a story that came out. Now, this is a ridiculous story to some degree. A lady, where's her name? Megan Herning. She wrote an article for PopFront. I don't know, it's a blog. And in the article, she basically is saying that Taylor Swift is giving support to the white national movements through the lyrics that speak to their anger, entitlement, and selfishness. And by not coming out and saying she's against white nationalists, that means she's implicit in their movement, which I don't agree with. I don't think she should have to come out and say that, even though I hate her guts. Equating her to a Nazi because she hasn't said I don't like Nazis is a little much. But so Taylor Swift's lawyers, I know it's a ridiculous argument. Taylor Swift's lawyers sent a letter to this PopFront blog, and they were basically saying, like, you need to take it down. Right? Yeah. Now the ALCU, the American Civil Liberties Union, is saying, no, this is a freedom of speech, and she doesn't have to retract that article.
That's flat out fucking defamation. Flat out. Defamation of character being that you're being aligned or said that you are something that is undesirable, right?
Yeah.
That is flat out defamation because being a fucking Nazi is not cool.
It's not.
She should fucking sue. Flat out, sue them.
Well, she probably will if they don't take it down. But what I found really interesting in reading in this argument, this is what made me laugh. This is the part I really wanted to talk about. Now, I got this news from Perez Hilton. Not the first story. These other little bits. He compiled a list of tweets that bloggers and entertainment writers had tweeted after this story about the ACLU broke.
Yeah.
And it's pretty interesting because there's a whole bunch of them talking about how Taylor's people once requested I had take down a post where I imagined her storyboarding a European vacation with Tom Hiddleston. Taylor's lawyers once also insisted I take down a piece where I criticized her political apathy. What a delight. I was issued a letter by Taylor's lawyers once too, and MTV caved because, well, MTV, and she didn't even show up to their VMAs. So there's a whole bunch. There's at least 12 posts from these writers saying that you can't say anything negative about her. Her lawyers are coming. Now, the Nazi one, what a stupid article, and we'll see what happens. Maybe she should get sued, defamation. But some of these other ones. Come on, Taylor.
You're in the public eye. People are going to run their mouth. Like, there's nothing you can do. You signed up for it. You signed up for it. I mean, like, fuck off. But yeah, now to call somebody a Nazi to say that her lyrics are like subliminally fucking supporting this fucking neo-Nazi bullet. Go fuck yourself.
That's a real stretch.
You know what I mean? Like, go fuck yourself. These idiots are looking for boogeymen.
She's got barely any lyrics. They're so vapid and ridiculous to begin with. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. That's one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life, by the way.
Fucking stupid.
I can't say I know any of her music, and I can say that honestly.
I only know what I hear on the radio at work, which is like the Taylor Swift station. Yeah. Every third song is a Taylor Swift song.
But that just goes to that point I've been making fucking forever now with this riot, this resistance fucking movement. They're just searching for boogeymen. They're searching for anything and anyone that they can fucking pin as, less than them, essentially.
Well, what I don't like her, but I do think it's unfair when people criticize certain things, like she didn't come out and publicly support Kesha. Well, why does she have to?
Yeah, why does she have
to? She didn't come out and publicly support Hillary or Bernie or Donald. Well, why does she have to? Exactly. I don't like her. I 100% hate her. But I still think that she doesn't have to share any of her ideas that she doesn't want to share.
But you don't have to share or support anything in public. People seem to think that the freedom of speech only applies if you actually speak. Freedom of speech also includes not wanting to have to speak.
Exactly. We all have the right to have a ballot that is private and that nobody has to know how you voted. So why should she have to say who she's supporting?
It's not even that. They even said it in the article about how, you not speaking up is essentially speaking for the oppressors. I'm so tired of that fucking narrative. I really am. Like, go fuck yourself. Not everybody is willing to fucking put their everything out in the public eye.
Thank you. Not everything in your life has to be for public. I think we all had this discussion once. Not everything that you do in your personal life has to be for public consumption.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yes, you are a public figure, but your personal life doesn't have to be.
Well, and until I see Taylor wearing a swastika and doing the frickin' Heil Hitler, I'm going to assume she's not a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Really, though, that's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb. I'm so tired of this fucking bullshit. And again, I'm going to say it right now. It's because they need a boogeyman. They need people to fight. They need people to point the finger at and be like, hey, see, look, we were right. We were right. Look at all these fucking white nationalists. Well, go fuck yourself. She's just some stupid, vapid fucking singer.
Like, and that's it. She's like, actually, when I think of Taylor Swift, I think of a woman who is, what's the word? Oh, I can't even think of the word I want to say now. She's like always stuck at like the age of 12. Yeah. I feel like she writes in a fuzzy pink diary with a fuzzy pink pen. I don't think she's sexual. I think she's asexual. I don't think she's, I know a lot of people say she's lesbian. I don't think she's anything. I think she literally, I can't imagine her kissing somebody, let alone boning them. Like she'd be the girl that has the long white nightgown that she just rolls up above her, above her vagina so the guy can stick it in, and she just lays there. Like there's nothing sexual about her, nothing coy, nothing.
She's not an appealing person to me.
She's not that interesting, and I don't think she'd be even interesting enough to be a white Nazi. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to her. What you see is what you get, other than she's a fake bitch.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a fair point. I mean, because if you're going to go in that deep in hate, you kind of have to have some kind of brain. As fucked up as a statement as that is, because, I mean, let's face it, we all look at racists as kind of being stupid, but you have to put a lot of brain power into being that fucking hate-filled. It's not something you just wake up and be like, I'm going to fucking completely hate an entire group of people for no reason, Like, you really have to put some real fucking thought into that level of hate. And it's true. I don't think she's capable of that level of thought.
That's like, okay, I want to say this to you guys about me personally, because I was my I guess now ex-coworkers, right, said to me, let's describe you in 3 words, which was, one of them said, you're careless. And I'm like, careless? They're like, you don't care about anything. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? But this is what they said, and this kind of, I am going to apply this to Taylor Swift. They said, you just don't give a fuck. Because what Arthur said is true. In order for you to hate something or someone for such a long time or whatever it is, you'd have to put a lot of thought into this.
So much.
I just don't think she cares enough about anything in life.
No.
Besides her money.
She cares, she cares about making her money. Look, she's releasing an album this weekend, and it's not going on any streaming sites because she wants to sell CDs and MP3s. This is what she wants. She wants to make cookies with her squad, and she wants to hang out with her cats, and she wants to fall in love. I really think that's what she likes, the falling in love stage. That's it. She's a rom-com, she watches. I'm sure she watches rom-coms nonstop.
Well, this is her pussy. I am sure she does.
Yeah, like I think that's what she's into, and I don't think she has time in her life to, hate groups of people. I just don't think she has it in her.
Listen, when you're that vapid, you really don't care about anybody.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
You'd think, though, people would stop trying to look at celebrities for moral support and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, let's say, okay, cool. So she curtailed to this bullshit. She comes out, she denounces white supremacy, and then we find out, next week that she's been raping people for fucking years. Yeah. And now her credibility's ruined. How about we just leave Hollywood the fuck alone to their little bubble of fucking rape and pedophilia and, worry about, the rest of us. So stop looking at entertainers as like the pinnacle of our fucking morals. And you know what I mean?
Not just that. Don't get your political views from and I'm not saying that celebrities can't be informed and can't educate you to some degree. I watched what's her name? America Ferrara. She was on Bill Maher one day, and she was really informed. She was talking about supporting Hillary Clinton and all these women's movements that she wanted to do. Very well informed, and I guess you can learn some stuff. But I don't think you should base your whole political and freedom ideas around what celebrities say. Come on, they're not any more educated than you. They probably read less than you.
I mean, shit, like, I had to listen to Kevin Spacey fucking spout off his fucking mouth about who the fuck he is supporting, and now he's a pedophile, and I don't give two fucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now, all pedophiles support whatever Kevin Spacey said.
Right? Although I do support House of Cards. Please don't cancel it. I love it. Thank you.
Well, it's already had production stop, Brian.
Okay, well, they need to find a Spacey brother. Sissy Spacek, right? Like, she's a man. Put her in there. I don't know. Something.
Kevin Spacey and Sissy Spacek are brothers?
They're related. They're related to each other.
I did see one tweet where people were saying that they should replace Kevin Spacey with Kevin James.
I was just going to bring that up. There's actually a petition online with, I think, like 700 signatures to get fucking Kevin James to go film the rest of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, terrible idea.
He's too busy killing off his TV wife to get Leah Remini on the show.
What a shit show.
I know. The world is crazy. Well, let's talk about that on that court sort of Hollywood pedophile ring that Arthur just mentioned. So we talked about Corey Feldman. We know about Corey Haim, Corey Feldman were abused, passed around back in the day when they were young teens. Both of them got addicted to drugs. Corey Haim had a really bad time of it, ended up dying, not from drugs, but from, a pneumonia that probably came from being weakened. Corey Feldman has famously said he's not going to name anybody. Last week or the week before, he came out saying that he would make a movie as long as people donated $10 million to his kind of GoFundMe thing so that he could make a movie naming people. He needed the money to back up all the lawsuits he was going to get.
Yeah.
He went on Dr. Oz last week, and he didn't reveal any names, but he did say one of his abusers is currently working for, was it the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dodgers.
Yeah, he works with the LA Dodgers, I guess, as like maybe a manager, publicist, something to do up in the thing. He's not a baseball player. But now the LAPD have opened a case. So because the law in California states that the statute of limitation does not start for minors until they turn 40. So if you were raped when you were like 7, until you turn 40, the statute of limitation does not start. Then the years start to click by, right? Wow. So there's still a possible case if he names names and they can find some research, some evidence.
Just come out and fucking say the name. Stop being a pussy.
I know.
Fuck off.
Say it. Just say it.
You're fucking molested, man. Just fucking say
People will believe you. People believe him already, and he hasn't named any names.
Exactly. Like, this whole fucking, I'm scared for the safety of my family and shit. No. Say the fucking names. If there's a fucking, like what he's saying, a pedophile ring in Hollywood, fucking say something, man.
Save some children. That, you never said anything then. I get you were afraid and you were young and you were a victim. But now it's 25 years later or more. Say something, because you're just being, you're complicit.
Exactly.
And,
there could be kids now facing the same shit you were, but you not fucking speaking up, fuck off. Just say the fucking names.
I always say when you are complacent, you become indifferent. And when you're indifferent, it does absolutely nothing to the cause. If there is a cause that you're fighting for, you know what I mean?
Look what Anthony Rapp came out. He has no evidence to that happening when he was 14 years old. Came out and named the fucking name of one of the biggest stars in Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yep. Yeah.
And that guy went down fast.
Oh yeah.
Faster than he went down on any of the little boys he boned.
Oh shit.
Jacqueline, oh my god.
Shots fucking fired.
Like, he within a day he was freaking fired from Netflix.
Yeah.
And all these people have come out, and good.
Yeah, fucking A.
Of course, now he's gone to the same sex rehab that Harvey Weinstein went to, so I'm sure that'll work out very well for him.
Is that what drive-through?
Yeah, the week-long fucking
Vegas marriage fucking style. He's a drive-through fucking sex rehab. Just pull up to the window, fucking shout the combo number of whatever bullshit you've committed. Have some priest lean out a window, give you a fucking blessing. You're good to go, bro.
Yeah. And speaking of that, what's her name? Jessica Chastain has come out, I think last night or the night before, talking about Bryan Singer, which we've talked about before. This is the director of the X-Men. A couple years ago, the young actor claimed that he'd been passed around at Hollywood parties. Singer, of course, denied it. There's a lot of stuff been going on. I've been reading on this. I go to this website called Crazy Days and Nights. A lot of blind items there. And I'm telling you, this stuff is all coming true, 100%. So, Bryan Singer is a scumbag. Sorry. If any of these things that I've read are true, which I think they are.
Allegedly.
Disgusting. Like, they're bringing in 16, 17-year-old boys at the very, oldest. Bringing them to these parties, and they're just being used, just passed around.
People think that the casting couch ended.
No.
I'll never forget what there was a documentary done by Marilyn Monroe. Not by Marilyn Monroe, about Marilyn Monroe, rather. And she had said something like the sharks of Hollywood know who the real sharks are. And it's these casting directors, it's these casting people, it's these directors.
People that are in power, they're going to take advantage. People want to be famous so badly. And people are willing to do... Most people are willing to do anything to become famous.
I mean, I can't say that I'd do any different. Like, realistically, like if someone said, hey, I'll put you in this movie, you're going to get paid $100 million, you got to blow me. Well, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people do, whether they're gay, straight, or whatever.
Exactly.
Whether you're going down on your boss or you're having sex with some lady, you're going to do it to be famous.
I don't think it's been confirmed, but there is a story about Ashley Judd and Weinstein about how she said she would fuck him if he put her in a movie that got her an Oscar. Yeah. Now, I mean, that might be a little skeevy, especially, with her, anti-Trump, anti-fucking pussy grab fucking bullshit. But, I mean, I can't say I would do any different. I mean...
Well, quid pro quo. Like, buddy, the only way I'm going to fuck you is if you get me an Oscar. Kind of makes sense because he's disgusting. I mean, it's not like he's some hot piece of ass. He's gross. Right? So, I mean, if I'm gonna be forced to have sex with you for a job, it better be a freaking good movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I want a remake of Sophie's Choice, and I want to be the fucking superstar of this whole movie. I'm all of it, so I get all of the fucking nominations. Like, no, fuck that. If I'm gonna suck your penis beyond my knees and potentially break my jaw, I want a fucking Oscar out of it. No, I'm not saying it's right that you want to do this and that you should have to do this for your job, but. Some people are willing to take themselves to the line to, you know what I mean? Like, how is this any different than the people who, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
I'm going to say it. I know what you're saying. Look, even if you look at a marriage, right? Or a relationship between men and women, right? Or a relationship between men and men. I don't know. I'm not in a man-man relationship. I don't know. But I mean, sex is a lot of times is the trade-off, right? I mean, it's a little different now that women make their own money, but back in the day, the woman cooked and cleaned and took care of her husband, and he gave her a little allowance at the end of the week, right? There's a power in sex. Somebody has the power when you're having it, and this is on a grander scale. This is a boss. This is someone who can make or break you, literally.
Yes.
But I mean, women have been going for sugar daddies. They've been going for their married men that keep them on the side in their apartments. There's kept men, right? This is not anything new. It's just that now we're seeing how insidious it is in Hollywood.
And yeah, but I mean, if anybody thought that Hollywood and its facade of pretty and perfect was all willy-nilly, then you must have been smoking some really good crack.
Yeah.
You know, it's impossible that these. I honestly don't even think that the whole Bill Cosby thing was what set this off. I think that this goes deeper than that. People have been talking about this for years. No one would believe them. Oh my God, that celebrity's crazy. Some careers have been broken because they spoke up. Remember, people were afraid back in the 90s and the 80s to speak up about anything and anybody because they were afraid that their careers were going to be done. Dunsville. You know what I mean? Like
it's kind of, when you think about it, like, okay, so now you've got some Kevin Spacey, right? Has not been convicted of any crime, right? His career is done. I don't know how you come back from that. Done. But you've got Oscar-winning Roman Polanski that admitted to raping a girl.
13-year-old girl.
Drugging her and sodomizing her when she was 13 years old, and then fled the country.
You've got, what's his name? Woody Allen. With his fucking marrying his adopted daughter, Suyi, or whatever her name is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird standard that's going on. These guys are still allowed to do these things, but I think it's also, too, because of the internet, right? Things are on the internet, people know in minutes. I mean, that Anthony Rapp and Kevin Spacey story, that was within minutes, that was all over my Facebook page.
Yeah.
You know?
But deservedly so.
Yeah. I'm not mad at all. Like, bring this shit out. If somebody's an abuser, a rapist, a harasser, bring it out. Look, Ben Affleck is copping to the shit he did. You know, he was a young, stupid guy who grabbed girls' boobs and butts. I'm not saying it's right. It's disgusting. But kind of a lot of the guys did that back then.
Yeah.
He's copping to it. People are mad at him. And, you know, he's owning it at least.
Hopefully they fire him from being Batman because he sucks.
In the Justice League movie. But I don't think he was going to be Batman again anyway.
Yeah.
No.
Cancel it.
But, okay, and now we have a story come out yesterday about Ed Westwick. So this is an actor who was on Gossip Girl. He had a small part in The Children of Men. He's just been on the BBC station TV show that's on Netflix as well called White Gold, which is actually quite funny. A woman claimed that in 2009 she went to his house with a friend, and when she got there, Ed Westwick said, "Let's all fuck," and she felt uncomfortable with that, so she then went and took a nap. And when she woke up at his house, when she woke up, he was on top of her and he raped her. He's come out and denied it immediately. He says, "I don't even know this person. I've never forced myself on a woman in any manner, and I've certainly never committed rape."
Yeah.
But the police are looking into it now. So I guess at least the police are looking into this one. We'll get the truth one way or the other. The worry about all these people coming out and saying things on the internet, right? On Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, however you decide to do it, is some people can make false allegations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm going to put my belief in this actress's name, by the way, is Christina Cohen. I'm going to believe her because I always try to believe the victim. And we'll go from there. If she's found to be telling the truth, then I hope he gets charged and he goes to jail. If she's found to be not telling the truth, well, I hope he is, vindicated and his name is cleared.
She needs to be punished.
Absolutely.
Like that's the other side to this, though. I mean, if you have a claim to make that fucking claim. But if it's proved that you're lying about it, then you deserve to be fucking punished.
Well, do you guys remember, this was some years ago, Jacqueline, I think we spoke about this on the old radio show. There was a kid who was sent to jail for 5 years. He had a scholarship and everything to go to college to play football. He had a huge potential to play in the NFL. He got sent to jail for a false allegation that this girl made up, and she finally admitted to it 5 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that what she's saying is not true. Please do not.
Yeah, we don't know. It's in an investigation. Yeah.
Don't misconstrue me for what I'm saying, but in the heat of the moment, when all of these things are all coming out, some people, like there could be a stupid person on Twitter coming up with a stupid joke saying, "Oh yeah, this person touched my butt," and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Now, it's you know what I mean, like. there are certain things where you just kind of have to like really let the people, the police or whoever is investigating do their job to figure out the truth behind all of it. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because sometimes I think also like public opinion is so huge.
Oh yes, it is.
It is, and that's the problem, is that people will be tried in the court of public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
How can you do an unbiased investigation nowadays on anything that makes the rounds on social media? Because your opinion's going to be swayed. It's going to be.
Yeah.
You know,
it will be.
It's. I mean,
and it is. I love this actor, and I'm trying so hard to side with this girl.
Yeah.
Because I want to believe her. But it's hard because I kind of, and I'm looking at the story and I want to pick it apart and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I see so many things. I'm thinking, you know, like, it's awful. Why'd you go for a nap in a house you felt uncomfortable in?
That was my first thought.
Right? But that doesn't mean she didn't do it. It's like saying, well, you wore a miniskirt, you deserve to get raped. I don't want to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because we're also quick. We're also quick to jump on.
I don't know if that's a fair kind of line to draw, though. Like, it's a little bit different. I mean, again, he said, let us all fuck. No, I'm uncomfortable. Let me go sleep in a room in a house where I feel uncomfortable. Like, to me, it just, I mean, again, I'm not going to say it didn't fucking happen, but to me, that's just, it's fucking weird.
That's not a good protection. Okay, this is the thing I'm going to say to you. I've said many times we need to teach our boys not to rape, but we also have to teach our girls to be in smart situations.
Well, exactly.
If you don't feel comfortable in a place, you need to leave.
Yes.
I'm going to say that to you, and I'm not saying you deserve to be raped if you stay, but get out if you feel uncomfortable.
I mean, that's just common fucking sense, though. Like, realistically, like, that's common sense. If you're not comfortable in a situation, get the fuck out of that situation. Don't go try to nap it off.
Yeah.
It's not going to fucking get better while you're fucking sleeping. Like,
sorry, this only happened 3 years ago. So Gossip Girl was off the air by then.
Oh, yeah.
She said that she told her friend, and her friend said, oh, don't say anything. He'll kill your career. He's not powerful in Hollywood. I will say that. I'm not, and like, again, I don't want to pick the story apart and be a horrible person. But some of these things don't really add up mentally to me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm trying so hard not to side with him just because I like him. Yeah. I will say this also. My friend CDN, right? Crazy Days and Nights. He came out yesterday and said he's never heard a whisper of anything about Ed Westwick doing rapes.
Yeah.
There's a little proof for me. The other thing is I always thought he was gay.
Yeah.
Mm.
That shocked me because I was like, a woman? If it had been a guy, I would have been like, oh, okay, maybe. I just really always thought he was gay, which is kind of, he's not.
Yeah, no, I thought that too when I was forced to watch Gossip Girl.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Forced.
Well, okay. I did get into it at the end there. And I was very upset on how they ended it. Like, come on, Dan Humphries was Gossip Girl. Go fuck yourself.
The whole time. I know,
like,
that was, I didn't like
You
that
just ruined it for some people who have never seen it.
Well, people should have watched it. The show's been done for fucking 6 years or some shit.
Spoilers only go for like the first 6 months after a fucking episode.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it after the first 6 months, I don't care. Fuck you.
And if you've ever been on BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
They will put that in the title.
Yeah.
So
it's the only thing they do right. Fuck's sakes. But yeah, again though, it's hard because you don't want to fucking not listen to the victims. You don't never want to not believe the victims because again, if it's true, that's the hardest fucking thing you're ever going to do is come out with a story like that. Nobody wants to come out.
And it's the scariest thing to come forward. We want people to come forward.
You do. But again, though, how many people want to come out and be like, yeah, I was raped? Because it makes you feel weak. It makes you feel powerless. And that's one thing people don't like feeling is fucking weak and powerless.
Yeah.
You know, and that's across the board. That's everybody. Nobody likes that feeling. So it's true. It's a hard thing to look at subjectively, right? Because, again, like, one false claim, you could ruin somebody else's career.
Yes.
You know, like... Yeah. What if the claims against Spacey were false?
Were false, yeah.
But it doesn't matter now because we all have an opinion of him.
He's tainted.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what we find what we find to be in the court of law sometimes, you know? It's just it's public opinion. I mean, you think about someone like what happened to let's even take this to the other part of the spectrum. You think about what happened to Hillary Clinton. right? People thought she was crooked. That's what
Yeah.
people kept calling her. The public opinion was that people thought she was crooked. Even some Democrats thought that. And so look at what happened. It cost her the seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just because now, okay, so let's say it's proven, not even proven, but it's to the point where one of these Hollywood whatever are going to go to court.
Yeah.
Have fun finding an unbiased jury. Have fun finding people that don't know anything about these cases that could actually give you a fair fucking trial.
Old people that don't use the internet,
right? You know, you can't do it anymore. It's not even an option anymore to have a fair and unbiased fucking court proceeding.
Well, right away, us three would be automatically ineligible to be on that jury because we've literally talked about the case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and that's fair. Like, show me one person on social media that hasn't brought up one of these things.
Yeah.
Show me one person that doesn't have any type of social media. I mean, I think it's like the number is staggering.
Oh, I know a lot of people that come into my work and be like, I don't use the computer.
Oh, okay. Well, they're
and it's not even old people. There's some people my age, and I'm like, geez Louise, people.
Well, I will say about me specifically, I only have one form of social media, and that's Facebook.
Yeah,
I don't use a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. I don't do the Instagram or Twitter, none like that.
I have a Twitter. I don't use it much. It's mostly just to kind of read what other people are putting.
Yeah.
And I have Snapchat. That's just to look at other people's pictures. I don't snap that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not active. I don't
have an interesting enough life to have it instead of Snapchat going 24/7.
Like when people tell me, "Oh my God, you went to that restaurant. Why didn't you take pictures of the food?" I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah, why?
Oh, I like taking pictures of my food.
Okay.
That's the only interesting thing in my life is my food.
I know pictures of my food.
Yeah, that's been one of my biggest pet peeves forever. Is like, I don't care about what the fuck you're eating. Like, fuck off. Eat the fucking meal. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's getting cold as you're sitting there looking for the perfect fucking angle.
Oh, I'm not that. I just take the picture.
Like, get your fucking food into you. Like, you're paying money for it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Because I live such a normal, like for a big time, multi-Grammy winning, Oscar winning celebrity over here. Me.
EGOT.
I'm an EGOT winner. I do, but I really do. All jokes aside, I'm very fucking weirdly normal. Like, I don't do anything.
Yeah.
At all. Like, at all. I don't do shit. That's why sometimes, like, I wonder, how can you, one of the things I've been wondering for a long time about, the millennials, how do you keep up with the keep up? Because I physically, I think that's exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It feels like it's a 24-hour job to social media, the Instas, the Instas, the tweets, the faces, whatever the fuck you call it, the snappies. It's too much to keep up with. I'm just like, I'm so disconnected from the world. I only care about, like, my mom is even more hip than I am. And she's hip replacement age. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck?
The best part is that they all do it to make you think they're living a life that they're not. A life that we know for the most part you can't afford. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, we talked about that the other day. People living outside their means, right?
Yeah.
Right, but you're 21 years old and you're showing me a picture of you on a yacht in fucking Ibiza. Yeah, no, you didn't afford that. You got the Weinstein treatment to get on that fucking yacht.
Yeah, that's one of the yacht girls. Yeah. Well, that's one of those things that Crazy Days and Nights always talks about. He's like, well, it's yacht season, and he gives you a whole bunch of blinds about these actresses. Yeah. He has a list. He gives you a list of what people are looking for that year.
Yeah. It's so fucking like, but again, though, it's just it goes to what I say all the time. Men, for the most part, do not strive to get these powerful jobs because it's something they grew up wanting. That's not what they wanted. What they wanted was easy access to lots of what they consider hot
these
women.
Rock stars. I didn't make music to tell a story. I got into rock because I wanted a lot of girls.
Exactly. Like, you cannot tell me that Def Leppard started playing music because the love of the music. I mean, there's song Pour Some Sugar on Me is about coming on chicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan.
Listen to the lyrics of that song, and that song is about busting nuts on women.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's kind of hot.
Not coming from them guys.
No, but you know what I mean, though, and it's the same with Hollywood. It's the same with music. I'd say it's even the same with, like, on Wall Street. I mean, you think these guys, I just want to fucking go into a room and yell at people.
Well,
No.
what was the dream in the 1950s for women to do? It was to be a secretary for a successful man
Yeah.
that
Well, of
was running the
course.
business. And these jokes that we now
That's all that she could really strive to be, though. Very rarely
Yeah.
could you strive to be a doctor. I mean, there was a few, but I mean,
but we
you were a secretary or you worked behind a counter in a department store.
well, I mean, it's a little bit more than that, but still, like, there's but people forget, like, these jokes that we've all heard, like, now that we all make fun of, had a lot of truth in them back in the
Yeah.
day. Like, there's a lot of truth behind this, and I think people forget that part of it. You know what I mean? We live in, again, going back to the whole technology thing, we live in a whole diluted world where we think everything is perfect. We perfecticize our food, we filter out our wrinkles. Everything is about trying to be perfect and hiding all the dirty little secrets that we have under the rug and sweeping it. You know what I mean? Both of you guys know recently things that have happened in my life, and you guys know the dirty little details about that situation. You know what I mean? And again, it's still trying to be perfect because you're trying to hide certain parts about it. Now, I'm not going to go air out my dirty laundry on air,
Of
but
course not.
you know what I mean? There's parts of that would kind of make you go, ding, there you go. That was the juicy little gossip that people were looking forward to.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way that it goes. Like, you think about some of these Instagram people. What was it? This guy that became the first cover boy for CoverGirl, right? He was like
Right.
doing the whole using black racial slurs and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like
Yeah.
all of it. I'm so sorry, but he looked so perfect when you were looking at his highlightation on his face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Come on, people. Like, you're wanting instant gratification out of this is the biggest problem I have. It's instant gratification out of life.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're not digging, you're not researching what you're doing, and boom. Shit comes out.
You're getting love, you're getting adoration, you're getting
Mhm.
everything that a human craves, but zero work put into it. It's very appealing. It's very, very appealing. Like,
Well, you got these Instagram stars, which is ridiculous. Just because you look hot on Instagram, people are following you, and you've got like 2 million followers. It's ridiculous.
Now, you want to talk about fucking sexual harassment? Go on a fucking, go on one of their fucking comment threads and fucking see the fucking just completely abhorrent fucking things. And I mean, I'll say right now, men say to fucking women.
Yeah. Like, I've seen things that women say to men. It's kind of gross too. Like, some of the things that the Robbie Williams fans will say to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's married with 2 children, and they're still like, "Oh, Robbie, you should call me, or we should have sex." And it's just like, come on, he's not even doing this Facebook page. You know that, right?
Yeah. But people go in. It's the we seek the thrill. Like, remember when you guys remember Vine? We're all old enough on here to remember Vine, the 6-second little video thing.
Oh yeah, I never understood that.
How many superstars came out of that became like YouTube stars now or something? YouTube became a fucking job for people.
Oh yeah, YouTube is a job.
Look at like fucking that horrible PewDiePie makes millions of dollars a year.
Yeah. But, again, we are living in the age of instant gratification. I'll never forget an interview that was done with Mariah Carey, and she was asked a question about the Kardashians, and she avoided mentioning their names, and she said, a lot of people are just trying to be famous now. Yeah. And it's the fucking truth. Everybody just wants to be fucking famous. I don't get my thrill off of something like that, though. Like, I guess maybe I'm too private to want things from my life to be shown anywhere and talked about. I don't. I honestly, I just don't. It's not appealing.
I wouldn't want that. I'd love the money, but I would never want to be famous like that. Like, I wouldn't want to have to worry about, I took my garbage out to the corner and people took a picture of me. And
I judge people who make money off of stuff like that. Like, what, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I don't see the hard work in it.
Well, exactly. You've done nothing. You've done nothing to deserve the fame, the money, or the adoration.
Well, you had a sex tape and you got famous.
Exactly. The Kardashians.
Your sisters got famous because of the sex tape.
There it is. The only reason why they're relevant is because she got fucked on film. That's it. There's nothing they've done.
Yeah.
They have zero claim to fame. The fact that their father was on OJ's defense team means shit to the rest of the world. Like, you can't use it as your claim of fame. And it's true. Like, I see names all the time popping up, celebrity this, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? What have you done? Like, why do
I'm gonna come off as a huge hater for this. There's this makeup artist, supposed makeup artist, Patrick Starr. He's this Filipino guy who does makeup on YouTube and stuff, and he's been working with celebrities and whatnot. Who's now getting a line or like a collection, because it's not a line, it's a collection.
You're not talking about Jeffree Star, are you?
No. Patrick Starr. Okay. Who's gonna get a collection with MAC. You think about what hard work have you put in? You uploaded videos of you on YouTube doing like caking makeup. But there are people like real makeup artists who are struggling and really who do lots of work, who don't even get credit, who never will see the light of day about and being recognized by MAC. Or being recognized by all of these brands, like,
or you see Kylie Jenner stealing people's ideas and using them as her own in her makeup advertising and stuff.
Yeah,
it's pathetic.
We are all about instant gratification now. Like you're competing with an Instagram guy. You're competing with a YouTube personality. What the fuck?
And the scary is they have like millions of followers already. So.
Yeah.
I knew shit was weird. I was talking to my friend's daughter. She's 7 or 8, and I said, "What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Like, what's your dream?" And she said flat out, "I want to be YouTube famous."
Oh my god!
And that's when it dawned on me, like, holy fuck! Like, this is an actual thing now. Like, this is a fucking real thing. Like, this is something kids can aspire to be. Is YouTube famous? And I asked, what would your content be? Like, what would you do on YouTube to make you famous? She's like, I don't know, nothing.
That's what those videos are.
Right? And it's the truth. But it's fair because, I mean, most people nowadays, as fucking weird as it is, that's where they're getting their information from, are opinion pieces off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Arthur, you hit and that's beyond a nail. You hit like those things that they use for the tents, the big nails.
Spikes.
You hit that, the spikes. Yeah. You hit that on the head for some people. My niece sits there for hours watching this kid named Ryan open fucking toys. Oh my god!
And that's the weirdest thing. Like, the same girl, her brother was watching videos of a guy playing a video game that he owns. And I'm like, so do you play the game? He's like, no, I just watch this guy play it. What the fuck? Like, what kind of enjoyment are you getting out of watching someone do something that you have all the ability to do? It makes no sense to me, but I mean, hey,
The crazy part about this is you, Jacqueline, and I are coming off to be not only haters, but we're coming off to be these old geezers.
Oh yeah.
The age range here, no one is older than 45.
Nope.
No one.
No
one said no one's age, and no one is younger than 18. So it's like that's the shade, Jacqueline. Yeah. But no one's younger than 18, and the opinions on here are all. This has to be the truth, though. Like the opinions on here are almost all shared. We're not having a love fest here because there are times we all disagree with each other's opinions. But this seems to be like, is it that we're old school? Is it that we grew up, maybe struggling a little bit more than some of these people did? I don't know, because it makes no sense. I
give it to these kids though. Yeah, these people on there making a fucking shit ton of money for doing nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck, I wish I had a freaking little hook that I could do something on YouTube and make a shitload of money too.
But I'm not that interesting.
No, I'm not that creative either, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, well, that's it. There are content creators on YouTube that are brilliant people who have just wonderful editorials and stuff like that. And I admit, I watch a lot of that. Sargon of Akkad, love that guy. I think that guy's fucking brilliant. He brings up a lot of fair points, and he does it in an intellectual way. There's also people that actually are experts at what they do, and they show videos of that's cool, that's fine. But it's true, you have this whole generation now of kids that just want to essentially be a bunch of vapid fucking Taylor Swifts just talking into a webcam.
Challenge,
you think about there's a couple of real makeup artists on YouTube, Charlotte Tilbury and Lisa Eldridge, both British women who've been makeup artists for a very, very long time, over 2 decades, competing with Patrick fucking Starr and his head wrap on his head that makes him look so dumb. Like, what the fuck? You're competing with this now? No. No, 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 no. You don't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are on a different level, scale. Yes, we can all share the wealth. Yes, we can all share the fame. And there's plenty to go around. Let's be frank. You know what I mean? There is plenty to go around. But you shouldn't have to compete with that. That's not the market you should be competing with. These are wannabe loony bins trying to be something that they're not. Like, I mean, come on. You grabbed makeup brushes and smacked it on your face and said makeup. No. No. You got girls walking around with fucking boxes on their, on their eyebrows, calling it brows. You got people walking around with disco balls on their cheeks. Yeah, you got people walking around with fucking highlighters on their cheeks looking like fucking disco balls. This isn't normal, people. Like, come on.
Well, makeup looks change and evolve. You have to.
Yeah, that's a little too much, though.
Well, that's your opinion. Other people think a highlight looks amazing. Before we go, I just want to give a little update. We talked about on the Monday show about Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, all those names. He's changing his name to Brother Love. Apparently, yesterday he said it was a joke. He was only, quote, playing around. I guess he realized that people thought he was an idiot.
That's because he faced so much backlash.
Yeah. And that wrestler guy was probably going to sue him for stealing his name. So he says he was just joking. He's still, whatever his name is, Sean Combs, Puffy. But you can call him Love if you want to.
Of course.
What about idiot?
Yeah. I call him Has-Been.
Yeah, fuck him. Like, you haven't mattered since, like, 1996. Like, go away. Fuck off. Like, go live in your mansion. Go spend time with your kids on your yacht. Like, fuck off. No one cares. No one fucking cares.
I agree. I'm not arguing that.
Fuck off. Go fucking cash some more fucking Biggie Smalls royalty checks, you fucking asshole.
Well, he's got that song coming out with Biggie, so he will.
Of course. Fuck.
Riding that corpse to the very end.
Is the song called I Murdered This Guy so I could fucking make money off of him? That's what it should be. Fuck's sakes.
There's a lot of Puffy Tupac Biggie videos on YouTube that you can watch, conspiracy videos.
Oh, of course. See, that's the other great thing about YouTube, and I hope they never change that, is the fucking crazy conspiracy shit. And with them, I don't know if you've heard about this, but they've been censoring a lot of the right-wing kind of stuff in the last little bit. A lot of them are getting, demonetized and shit like that. My only beef with that, I mean, other than them infringing on these people's like unequivocal fucking freedom of speech, is that most of the crazy conspiracy assholes are fucking right wing. And I get so much joy out of watching like the flat earth shit, or you know what I mean? Like, I really do. Like, it just makes me feel so much better about myself listening to these fucking idiots spout off. And I hope that doesn't change. Like, keep that shit for me, please, YouTube.
I'll make this pledge because we are on YouTube. I hope that if we become super successful, right? Our definition of what success is, right, for us, that we don't change.
I won't.
We still are who we are. That we're still fun people who don't.
I'll be like fucking Mariah Carey, okay? You're gonna have to carry me around by 6 topless men because my feet can't touch the ground.
Whoa, this just.
I'll be bathing in champagne, not Evian water or Perrier, champagne.
I can actually imagine Jacqueline changing the pale vine you're wearing last season's Prada with that bag. I can actually imagine this happening to Jacqueline.
Oh my God.
Study.
But that statement she just made just goes to show you what power does to somebody. Yeah. The moment she gets a little bit of fame, what's she going to do? Start sexualizing all these men.
That's right. I already sexualized them, Arthur.
So, come on. It just shows it's part of the human condition.
She'd be like, oh, yeah, Ed Westwick ate my pussy.
Yeah.
Let's all fuck Ed Westwick and Idris Elba.
Yeah. She'll be like, I am the #1 YouTube content.
Yeah, I'm YouTube famous. I'm owed it.
Exactly. We got 50 listeners. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'll ruin your career. Jesus Christ.
At least Jacqueline's honest.
I'll leave you. Come on, somebody's got to be. So we'll leave you on that great note. You can picture me as Mariah Carey. Have a great week. I'll be back on Sunday with Justin for our TV Attack edition, and we'll be back on Monday and Wednesday at 9:00 with our regular
edition
podcast. Yeah. Have a good week, and remember, take a moment to think about our veterans.
Yes. Happy Veterans Day, people.
Take care.